loading up the hearse, throw it in reverse. I come from the church of the Marvel Universe. Bodies getting stuffed in the bags.
Oh, hey there, everybody. Welcome to the Cryptcast. I'm Mike.
And I'm concerned. Mike is using his sexy voice.
And we're coming to you from inside the Comic Kryptonite in town, New Jersey.
I didn't even know Mike had a sexy voice.
And we're doing a book review today. We're going over Sex Criminals, Volume 1, One Weird Trick.
There were lots of weird tricks.
By Matt Fraction and Chip Zdarsky.
There were so many weird tricks.
So issues 1 through 5, originally published in 2013. Oh boy, what a good book.
The Follies Adventures of Susie and John. Fucking.
I mean, look, the book's called Sex Criminals, and the whole book is just non-stop sex stuff, jokes, everything, actual sex happening. So I read this as it was coming out. I thoroughly enjoyed it then. This is the earliest thing I can remember reading by Chip Zdarsky.
Okay.
He had some other stuff going on at the time, but he was an artist before he was writing. So this is Chip Zdarsky doing art.
Yeah, I was going to say on art.
But
wrote it.
But you could tell with the sense of humor in here, they were definitely collaborating on the story.
Sure.
Again, really, really good book.
So much so that the recollection of events by the characters seems like, and it's not because it's so outlandish and bullshitty, but it seems like an actual, like I feel like Jonathan is based off one of them. I feel like there's like shreds of life experience in here.
I'd be surprised if there wasn't.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So we have Susie and we have John. And they have superpowers.
They have sex powers.
Super sex powers, but not like that.
Right.
When they come, time stops.
And it doesn't get, like, criminal for a long time. Like, they have these powers for a while and basically don't know what to do with them. Susie, like, you get introduced to Susie first, and we get her origin story and background, and it's interesting to see the paths that she tried to take to earnestly talk to people and get help and just like failed miserably. The closest she got was approaching peers at school, and when she got to when you orgasm and stop time, and they're just like, what?
Yeah.
And she goes, never mind, and runs away.
Yeah.
So Susie's got it rough at home.
Yeah.
Her father was murdered. He worked at a bank called Bank Corp. A gunman who had lost it all in the stock market went in and shot up the place,
shot him and like one other person. Some other people.
Yeah. So Susie's got struggles at home. Mom drinks and she's depressed. She's not a bad mom, but she's not great. She's not
present
there.
because her husband was murdered.
Yeah, she's not there. There's a part that like hurts me a little because when she goes to talk to her about it, she's like, when you're having sex, and like mom's response is just, "Oh, I'm raising a whore."
Not even. She goes, "Hey, I have some questions about sex," and she's like, "Oh, good, I'm raising a slut." Yeah. And it's like, it's rough.
Yeah, like I would like to be empathetic for the mom, but that was shitty.
That was really shitty. Well, so the book starts with all the tragedy of Susie's life, and like within the first page, she's like, "The jokes are coming, I promise."
Yeah. It says it a couple times.
Because so throughout the book, everything's narrated by Susie, but like time skips through the whole book where we're getting flashbacks to when her and John are children, going over their origins. We're getting flashbacks to their like relationship and stuff.
Yeah, and their sexual experiences.
And then the present day is them in the middle of robbing a bank. And that's like the smallest amount of page count in the whole thing is them robbing the bank.
Yeah.
It's like maybe 1 or 2 pages per book.
And you get so little of it. Like the book starts with them in the bathroom of the bank fucking so they can make an escape. And then it goes to Susie's like your childhood. You know, so you get like a page of this and then lore and a page of it and then lore.
Right. So like you said, we get Susie's origin, and it's sad, and it's whatever. And it's, again, she tries to... so when she comes, she goes to what she calls the quiet place, or the quiet.
Because time stops. Everyone stops
Everything's
moving.
quiet, yeah.
There's a certain, I forget what it is. There's a certain exception to what... There's certain things that don't get altered by it. Like she said, fire's still hot.
Fire's hot, but it's very cool. Like you could actually touch it.
Yeah.
Like, they set up all these internal rules for it, which is like, oh, that's cool. Like, it's nice that like all that is there. But she doesn't know what the fuck's going on, so she tries to read about it. She tries to ask her gynecologist about it.
She finds it accidentally because, she's frustrated at a day of school and mom's drinking, and she goes up to the bathtub and lays down in the bathtub, but she lays it in a curious manner where her legs are hanging out of the bathtub. I don't feel like it was intentional. I feel like it was very accidental.
Yeah, it was definitely an accidental thing. She said she said, I didn't know what was happening, but I knew it was happening.
Right. Like, so she like was like, oh, I feel something, and like kind of just lets it happen, and then time stops. Which doesn't happen.
She said it felt so amazing that I was terrified. But she very quickly realizes that like she's alone. She doesn't have any, like, no one else feels this. When you say she goes to the other people in the school.
Yeah, the cool girls.
Rach. Short for Rachel. She was one of the dirty girls.
Yeah, it gave her the bathroom education. Like, they go into the stall and she's drawing positions and shit.
Fantastic.
It was hysterical.
It's just bathroom stall graffiti, and she's just ripping through all of these, like, I'm going to teach you about sex. And it's all these absolutely
bullshit. This is blooping. What the fuck is blooping?
The shrimp.
Yeah. I'm like,
just that list of sexual positions in itself. So, throughout the book, it is nonstop jokes in the background, on top of the story. I have a list of 10 things. So this is background sex jokes. I have a list of 10. 9 is just a subcategory of all of Cum World, which we'll get to in a second. And I just pulled out my 4 favorite things from Cum World. But constant stuff in the background. There's even jokes in the background that are not sex related. They're just shit going on.
They do
just Zdarsky having fun.
I mean, Cum World is chapter 2, and we're almost there. I just do want to point out at the end of chapter 1, Susie has a first time experience with her boyfriend Craig, and like he freezes, he locks up, he freezes. Like, she orgasms, he's frozen.
So that's when she loses her virginity.
Yeah. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then but they're at a party, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and she goes to the top of the stairs, and just wrapped in the sheet, and everyone in the house is frozen.
Yeah.
And that's it was a good visual on just how alone she feels.
Yeah, that's her whole deal. Yeah,
like, you have to crawl out from under this guy in the middle of you don't even get to finish. You don't get the...
Well, she came, so she finished.
But I'm saying you don't get the afterglow of laying there and cuddling with someone.
Right.
There's no spooning. Yeah. There's no,
But one of the flash things is she meets John at a party that she's throwing because she works at a library that she's trying to save because the bank's going to foreclose on it. But they hook up, and they're both very, very surprised when they both are talking in the quiet.
Yeah. So, wait a minute.
Like, simultaneously, you're like, oh, shit! And as just a side notice, or a side thing, John's dick glows.
Yes.
She says, like, E.T. or E.T.'s dick.
E.T.'s dick.
And that's, like, the whole beginning. The second issue is called Cum, World, but that's just referencing Cum World. That was a sex shop that John went to when he was a kid.
Frequented, burgled.
Yeah. Also, we see the sex police for the first time.
Yes.
Which is Keagleface and 2 other people. There's a guy in a gimp suit and a dude in a white t-shirt and shorts. But we get John's whole origin.
A Canadian gimp suit.
Yes, Canadian.
It's a gimp suit. So the sex police wear white, except for the guy in the gimp suit has a red maple leaf on his face mask. John's
origin's super easy. He found porn in the woods.
But it's weird.
It's very weird.
It's on Halloween. which is funny. It's not really an important thing. It's just a little tidbit. They, as children on Halloween, pass each other in the street, and Susie, she's at a man. What a kick in the dick. She's at a door. The woman comes to the door and she goes, "Oh, what are you supposed to be, little girl?" And she has an empty bag. Like, it's like the first house she's hitting. And she's like, "I'm the girl whose father got murdered at the bank." And the next panel, her fucking pillowcase is full. Like, the lady just dumps the whole bag in it. Like, okay, shit.
Yeah, she says, like, you know, like, it sucks that my dad died, but, like, Halloween rocked.
Yeah. And then John happens to be dressed like Kiss with two of his buddies. And they pass.
He says, "Son of a bitch, they didn't have that cat guy."
Yeah, they didn't have Peter Criss. Nobody ever wants to be Peter Criss. John gets jumped by a bunch of bullies. And it's so weird, man, because while he's on the ground, the bully's on top of him throwing punches, and John sees porn. Looks like
it's
a
in
page.
The woods. They're in the woods.
It looks like a page ripped out of a magazine. It's half under a rock, but it's all you can focus on. Like, the bully lets up a little bit, and John starts to army crawl towards it, which is just ridiculous.
He found his treasure. Yeah. So, like, porn in the woods is, like, a thing, right? Like, it's a trope from that era.
Is it?
Yes. I mean,
I never found porn in the woods.
I didn't assume you would, because I don't imagine you had lots of woods around.
No, I didn't have lots of woods in Brooklyn, not at all. I had uncles.
Yeah.
I had porn stuffed under couches.
But, like, porn in the woods is, like, a thing. It's, like, it gets brought up in media and stories or whatever. So, like, it's just funny to see it, like, pop up here. So, he finds that. He jerks off for the first time. And he ends up in the quiet, but he calls his quiet Cum World.
Cum World.
Named after the porn shop that he just, like, would stare at when he was a kid. Like, oh, the untold treasures that are within. And then he just started to go into Cum World all the time.
But he would jerk off, freeze time, and then go into fucking Cum World.
Yeah.
I like when he's explaining the origin to Susie, and he's like, "Oh, don't worry. At some point, I returned everything."
Yeah. Like, he's like, "I must have stolen thousands of dollars worth of stuff, but I brought it back."
Yeah, it's like no. Like I was a perv kid, but, like, you know, as a man, I felt bad. I brought it all back.
Outside of that, that kind of stuff, he felt good with just the act of getting away with things. So he would just wreck stuff because he could.
Yeah. My probably my favorite thing in the whole story is when they are practicing to rob the bank, and they're going through it, and they go to Cum World, and they just move all the furniture.
Oh, they just mess everything around?
Yeah, they move the bookcases and shit like that, and then everybody in the store loses their mind because they're just like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. One of my favorite things in the entire book also happens there. The Willem Dafoe mask. For some reason, there's a Willem Dafoe mask in Cum World, and Susie puts it on, and it's just like mad-eyed, grinning Willem Dafoe. It cracked me up so hard. One of my favorite things.
Yeah. I think it's wonderful that the artwork's so good that you knew who it was right away. You're just like, "Oh, no exceptions. That is Willem Dafoe." I have no idea why he's here, but sure.
Then we get more of John's history. His loss of virginity story is fantastic.
Oh my God, Esteban!
So he loses virginity in college, and he gets brought into a room, and, like, they're using some other person's, like, dorm, and someone kicks on a radio and played Esteban. And right as they start having sex, the girl says, "I love you." and he doesn't come. Like, he just, like... And then Esteban stops, so I figured it was a good time for me to stop too.
So as he's recounting the occurrence, a figural, like, manifestation of Esteban is
silhouette,
there.
Yeah,
it's a silhouette. He's all black. You can't see any features, but it has a mouth, a purple sparkly jacket, and is leaning into him, like, over his shoulder while he's doing.
Like, he's like in his ear, touching him. Yeah, hilarious. But, like, his whole, like, very awkward, like, if that had to happen to one of them, like you said, like, something weird like that, was like, I could, like, something came on and I just couldn't.
He told Susie he didn't get off the first 2 times.
It took him three times. Yeah.
You gotta figure, like, you know, like you're cranking it as a kid, and it's working, and it's working.
Mm-hmm.
First 2 times with a girl, you don't get all like, "What, am I broken?"
I mean, nothing like that's ever happened to me. I can imagine being so just
Under
like
pressure?
just not even under pressure, just be like, this feels bad.
Oh, with this on crooning in your ear, yeah.
Say, like the awkward turned up to 11 just to be like, I can't handle this. We find out like about all. We also get like a list of like Susie's sexual partners, and like, you know, some were serious, some were not, some were this, some were that. Like kind of like going through. We do the same thing with him, and then we find that he tried, you know, with a dude just to see.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We find out John works at a bank.
He works at the bank.
The bank.
The same bank
that Susie's father was murdered at.
And he does not like his job. He's a secretary.
Hates his boss to the point where he uses the time-stopping ability. He will go into the restroom, do his thing, and then he will go into his boss's office and shit in his potted plant repeatedly throughout the book, like at least 4 times. At least 4 times.
There's another good moment there where he's just sitting at his desk or whatever, and you see the janitor open the door.
Yeah, and he's like, not again.
Nope, it's better. The janitor just goes, oh, gentle Jesus, not again.
And there's like he reflects on it too when he's explaining it to her, because he's like, you would think he would just get rid of the plant, but no, it's some like determined.
There was a shot of a bulletin board of like the guy like talking about it, and he said like people ratted on each other trying to get each other fired.
Yeah,
it's wonderful. Their first date's at Cumworld. The store, not the quiet, and that's when they have the fun montage with the Willem Dafoe mask. So they're throwing sex toys at each other. They're having like bag races and like sex like sleeping bags. It's so good.
And then there's fat bottom girls.
I loved it. There's such a meta fucking thing,
right?
It's such a meta thing.
This thing that's happening in the book doesn't happen, and we'll tell you why.
So it's the whole song. So they're in a pool hall.
Yeah.
And like they're talking or whatever, and then Fat Bottom Girls comes on, and there's a full musical number, like background dancers and lights and
full censored musical number.
So, and then it's yellow Post-it notes put over all of the bubbles.
Dialogue of Susie singing.
With Matt Fraction telling us why they couldn't get the rights for Fat Bottom Girls. It's like half the issue.
So, like, yeah, 2 to 3 pages of redacted performance.
It's more than that.
Right? Yeah.
Because I thought we were done, and then I flipped the page. Oh, we're still going. We're doing the whole song.
But the whole thing. Not a word of it.
But it was so good for something to come in and go like, oh, this is absolute bullshit. Fantastic writing.
Yeah.
Because it's the writer talking to you.
And it's funny, too, what we were saying, like, the part with the time police.
And just to expand on that, they changed the dialogue specifically for the trade paperback because they were referencing the publishing of the trade paperback.
Right.
I'm curious to see how much difference the dialogue was in the original issues. I might have to go back and check it out.
So meta.
And then that's when John proposes they rob the bank with their powers.
And then right after that, they get caught.
Yeah. So they get caught by the sex police, and John gets clubbed with a dildo.
Yeah, it's so weird that, like, you know, it's like you get all this like backdrop, and then when you catch up, it's like, and they get caught.
Yep. Like they got into the vault.
Right.
They got into the bank. They get into the vault.
Yeah. Susie is having second thoughts throughout the process.
Yeah, she's not cool with it.
Yeah.
John's the one definitely pushing for it to happen because he's saying we just robbed the bank for the amount of money that the library owes the bank.
Right.
And they're just getting their money back, right?
Right.
Like,
it's a victimless crime.
Right.
And that's the thing. He's not doing it out of like any kind of like, you know, get rich quick. He's trying to do it to help her save the library that she loves. You know, like it's noble to a degree.
I don't think so.
Well, it's not like he's not. And at no point is he ever like, oh, we can keep a cut.
It's not. I don't think it's. So we find out later in the book. We're like, it's a 5-issue thing. It's pretty quick.
There's only 5 issues.
He's got ADHD and he has oppositional defiance disorder. So I think it's more that kicking in than anything else. I think or like in the beginning where he's just like getting away with stuff, like wrecking stuff. Yeah. I think this is an extension of that, where he just wants to do something wrong because he gets off on doing something wrong.
That's fair. I'd like to think that he's masking it in good intent.
He's definitely masking it. He's rationalizing it as a good thing.
Right.
But I think he's doing it because he's like, I just want to get away with something. Right?
Yeah. I mean, that makes him look way more shitty, but...
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of like rooting for them as a couple.
So I read most of the series. I didn't read all of the series. I read most of it, but like, we find out over time that John's kind of a shittier person than he seems.
Oh.
Because so he's off his meds too. We find out that
Right,
he
we
stopped
find- yep.
taking his meds because he felt like he was kind of a zombie.
He said he didn't feel anything.
He didn't feel anything.
Yeah.
Like he was
wasn't
sharp.
hungry. He didn't want to have sex.
Yeah. But like he was an even keeled, like reliable guy. So he stopped. So he's off his meds now. But like as the series went on, I remember him kind of like, oh, John, you're kind of shitty and you're not good for Susie. Kind of.
Aw.
Yeah. It's like stress on their relationship.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
yeah.
I think at one point he starts taking it again, and she sees the difference, and like it's a whole back and forth. So they plan to rob the bank, obviously, and we see that. But while they're planning, we get some background on Kegelface. So Kegelface is the leader of the sex police,
right?
And she's like a married mother of two. She's a receptionist at the police office.
Yeah, I'm waiting to find out more because she's everywhere. she works at the bank, like she was in the bank when they go stake it out. Rachel actually hears them planning and rats them out. She's
worried about Susie.
Yeah.
She thinks John's a bad influence,
and she calls the police. And Kegel
is the one who answers about it.
Yeah. Which it's funny because like in my notes, I was like, sex police, not real police. Mm-hmm. So it's like, why are they at the police station? What? Like, they don't give you any information on them, but they seem very well connected and in the loop. Like they're
so
aware
she
of
has the
things.
info because she works there. So right, she's got the in on the police stuff. And there's a line in there along the lines like, if you get found out, it's bad for all of us.
Right.
So I think it's kind of like a self-regulatory kind of like, we have these powers. There are other people out there. If you fuck around, we can get the blowback. Like, this is our thing. Stop it. But, like, Susie and John practice by robbing smaller branches.
Right.
And, like, all the money's going to save the library fund.
Right. They have a chart that they're marking off.
Yeah, so they've already robbed banks. They just haven't done, like, the big one. They haven't done, like, we're going to rob the vault kind of thing. And we learned more about Kegelface. So they call her Kegelface.
Yeah.
Because she confronts them at the diner. And she's like, I know what you're doing. You need to stop. She gives them, like, fair warning. She knows they've committed crimes. Like, hey, I can do what you do. I know what's going on. Knock it the fuck off. And she goes to sit at a stool in the diner, and they're watching her. They're watching her. She goes, looks like she's got Kegel face. And then, like, she disappears because she made herself orgasm with her using, like, just, like, squeezing Kegels.
Clenching.
And she disappears, and in front of them, on one of their placemats is I know or something along those lines.
Right.
And they go, oh, shit. But they still go through with it.
They go back to the apprehension.
Yeah, but I mean, they push through. Like
John gets tased. They have tasers and fleshlights.
They put tasers in the fleshlights, and they knock him out and they get him in a van.
Yep.
But the last issue, it's so unsatisfying because, like, you don't get anything. They have him in the back of a van. Susie knows how to escape sex handcuffs because, using them. She manages to get out, and she takes the gun that they have, which is not a real gun. It's a vibrator, and she takes the vibrator and kind of, like, puts it on Kegelface, and it turns her on along with the two other guys, and they get pulled out of the quiet, and then John and her can escape.
Yeah.
One of the rules is you stay in the quiet as long as you are not ready to have sex again.
Yep.
So,
And if I have one complaint about the whole thing, and again, it's an ongoing series. It was always intended to be an ongoing series. It's just being a 5-issue graphic novel, and it ending with them escaping from the sex police. There's no closure for
Zero.
me. I kind of like it's not satisfying.
Again, from what I remember reading it, it's not one of those ones where it's like, here's an arc, here's an arc, here's an arc. It's kind of like one ongoing meandering story of bleeding one thing into the other. So I think chopping it up at all would be rough.
Yeah.
Because it does end in just kind of like, what? That's it?
Yeah. I'm a little slightly disappointed, but only a little because it's immensely fun. It's well written. It's very entertaining. I laughed out loud many times reading it.
It's such an incredible amount of fun.
Yeah.
It's not even funny.
Yeah.
The book ends
and
with
that's the thing too, is like so much of it's not funny.
But it's written in such a, like, fun way.
Right.
The book ends with some extras in the back. We get a master list of bathroom stall sex jokes that they didn't use, and it's just a fucking full page of crazy shit.
And
Sorry, I have to read some of them off because they're just absolutely nuts.
it was funny too, man, because like I started to feel bad for a minute. I started to feel really old because I hadn't heard of any of them.
Because they're made up.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I was like, none of these are real.
The Cordoba, 3-second rule taco wisping, Kegel tapping.
What the hell do you think 3-second rule taco is? Like,
no idea.
oh, your vagina fell on the floor, but I picked it up in 3 seconds, so I'm allowed to eat it. What?
Slotting, cleefing, craplich, gosling, winterizing the house, the German sex shocker. I'm just reading random shit on this.
Winterizing the house means I wrap you in plastic.
The tip-top Cheerio governor. Mr. Brownstone.
I have a feeling the tip-top Cheerio governor is one. We just don't know about it. We got to go to England to find out.
The Swift Gary. The unrelated Godfather. Female ejaculation. The self-service gas station, oh Christ. Butt tunneling.
The self-service gas station just be called New Jersey. It's
Quisping. Frosting. The unusual sandwich. Ball-rogging.
Ball-rogging.
Brooklyn walk-up. Shumping.
Ball-rogging is when she parts her legs and goes, "You shall not pass."
It's just crazy. They have a full dialogue-only thing in here of a steamy, erotic radio play where Chip Zdarsky is playing a sex phone operator and Matt Fraction calls in. And just reading that alone was fun. And then there's a little thing about like how Zdarsky like mapped his pages and the coloring and stuff like that. Now I'd like to go through my list of background sex jokes.
Sure.
In the school, there's a frog poster, and it says "Reading is sexy," and it's like a rapey-looking frog reading a book. There's stiffy hair gel. There's flyers on a bulletin board that just have like stuff going on. It's just generic like sex stuff. There's a book that says "Your Body, You and Your Parents." There's a "Hang in There, Kitty" poster in the gynecologist office, and it says "Get yours checked." There's a wine bottle that says "Lady Juice." There's a sexual Gary poster. When he's younger, John and his friends go on the internet, and they use a Google-type search engine called Ass Jeeves, the world's best search engine for erotic Googling. And the pool hall they are at is called White Balls. Now, I'm going to read off my 4 favorite things in Cum World. Cum World was just a non-stop bonanza of sex shit, because it was a sex shop and they were just shoving stuff all over the place. Barely illegal. These ladies are this close to getting American citizenship. That was a magazine. Another magazine is called...
Coincidentally, Trump had that magazine reported.
Sure. Buttholes Quarterly.
It's just a quarter of a butthole.
Gay men fucking lesbians. Everyone is having a bad time. And this is a category of movie, Obamacore, medical and socialist themed.
Medical and socialist.
Such a good book.
Yeah, lots of fun.
If you are cool with sex stuff.
How many issues did this run?
Hold on, I'll tell you. I didn't look it up, but I will look it up right now. Let's see. Quite a few, because there was the full series, and there was like a bunch of one-shots that spawned out of it too.
I know they had a lot of polybag naughty covers
for a while. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, how could you not?
There was the Mario Brothers Goomba that looked like a penis.
Yep. I mean, they already look like dicks. There are 32 issues.
32.
Mm-hmm. And they made the last issue the 69 special. So 32 issues and a sexual Gary special. Incredible series. I mean, I didn't read all of it. I read most of it.
I was gonna say, you said it kind of goes downhill, right?
I didn't say that.
Well, with their relationship goes downhill.
No, that
John's not likable.
You follow the path of their relationship. So not every relationship is awesome all the time, right?
Sure.
So they hit some rough patches and they they try to get through them.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I was rooting for them as a couple, so I don't know if I really want to continue or not.
I think it's worth it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
So yeah, so good, hilarious. It's probably the funniest book I've read the entire time we've been doing these.
Yeah.
I mean, it's specifically a comedy book.
It is. Yeah, it is.
And it's well done.
Intentionally hysterical.
Yeah. So,
I mean, you got two of the best creators behind it. Like, I've always been a Fraction fan.
Same. The Fraction is such a talented writer, and then Zdarsky, good artist.
I always measure writers on how well they write the things that I like. Mm-hmm. Right? Like, Grant Morrison's a good writer. Like, I rave about Joe the Barbarian, but I hate Grant Morrison's X-Men, and I hate Grant Morrison's Batman. Matt Fraction, I loved his X-Men, and I loved his Batman now is great.
Yeah.
Like, he's currently on Batman.
Yeah, he is a good writer, like, across the board. I don't think I've read anything that I didn't like from Fraction.
Yeah.
Like I said, Zdarsky's a good artist.
Yeah.
And, he's been proven to be an excellent writer as well. So
right.
It's cool. It's very cool. So, thanks for listening about a bunch of sex stuff.
Yeah. Sorry if this was a naughty episode.
Oh, it's
too much for your virgin ears.
If you would like to send us some other books to talk about, sexy books, not sexy books, fleshlight tasers and all, you can send that to thecomiccryptcast@gmail.com, and you can check out the store on Instagram and Facebook. Links for those will be in the show notes. You see the different trades we get in on a weekly basis. Definitely go read this book.
Go read this book.
Don't jerk off to this book, though.
Yeah, no, don't jerk off to any book.
We loading up the hearse, throw it in reverse. I come from the church of the Marvel Universe. Bodies getting stuffed in the bags like comics. The hardcore get it while the soft bitches vomit. I came to this earth on a radiated comet. Now the planet is in perilous danger because I'm on it. Fly super villain with the superpowers in me. Got the rare issues and all my shit is minty. Body like Ben Grimm, suckers I be beating down. Look around and we be found chilling out in Eatontown. I be at the comic crypt stacking up the kryptonite. Doomsday and Superman every time I grip the mic. Dark Phoenix overloading, supernova sunspot exploding. I'm the Punisher reloading Bobby Drake when he's frozen. Storm forming ominous clouds over the ocean. Working with Professor X to master my emotion. Have you posing in the box whether you know it or not. I'll easily bag your bitch like Logan did to Scott. Mr. Sinister plots when I administer shots to clone Gene from a jeans. Then this shit'll get hot like Inferno. Burn slow, humans are ash. God loves man kills in the days of future past. Now I'm working on a science lesson. Me and Brian Stratton, a rat in a cage who can't stop buying X-Men.
Like a flower that blooms in the spring. You were beauty, you were